All right, well, let's get this webinar started. First, I want to thank everyone for taking your time out of your day to join this webinar, and hopefully there is a lot of useful content that will be applicable to you all. First, I want to start off. My name is Nick, and I've been working with the developer partners here at IDX Broker for the past 8 years or so. The developer partner program is mainly for web development companies that are interested in building websites for real estate agents, no matter whatever CMS you use, whether it's Wix, GoDaddy, Squarespace, WordPress, Doodah, Webflow, etc. And one thing nice about Realty Candy in general is all of their services are applicable to any CMS that you use. So basically, let's get this started off. Realty Candy is one of the top developer partners that we have. They've been building very amazing add-ons that are going to assist real estate agents kind of enhance the IDX broker services to help make your lives easier, allow you to display kind of the IDX data in a lot of different ways. And I'm excited to have James with Realty Candy here today to kind of discuss a lot of the IDX add-ons that they offer, as well as how you would implement those add-ons into your website. So we'll let James kind of start that off and go over kind of some of the apps that they have within the IDX add-ons interface. Welcome, James.
Hey, thanks, Nick. Before we dive into IDX add-ons, let me just make a comment. We're so thankful to you and the whole team at IDX Broker for all you do to support us and the projects we work on. We appreciate having that open API. That makes a huge difference for us. I do Zoom meetings all day long, but you'd be surprised how terrible I am at making this work. I think I need to share my screen, right, Nick? Or am I already sharing?
Yep. I'll stop sharing right now.
Basically, what we've tried to do with IDX add-ons, we used to make some WordPress plugins, but our customer base started to expand, and a lot of our customers use Realty Candy to hook up, like you mentioned, to all of these different platforms. And so we wanted something that was platform agnostic. And we feel that most of these IDX add-ons are actually easier to deploy and implement than even WordPress plugins. We've tried to make them really simple and really easy for people to use. This is obviously something that we built. It's designed for our clients, but we also have built in a Lite tier or a free tier that's available really to any IDX Broker client user. And so today we're going to do the demo, and I'm going to log in as your IDX Broker demo account, Nick. There's the WordPress and password are there on the website, so I got that, and I'm just going to log in. I may have to switch on a couple things just to show, but basically you just log into your IDX Broker account, and you can get your API key here. And if you don't have an account, you can create an account. We use this account actually for testing, so this is already in my system. I'm just going to pop in that API key here, and that logs me in quickly to IDX add-ons. It's going to tell me there's some restrictions. I'm using the Lite version because this isn't a Realty Candy account. So here on the dashboard, we show some videos. We're going to talk about this in a little bit, the Google Maps Polygon widget. This is a new product we have. Here, we also have the Speedy Widgets for Bitcoin integration, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We have excellent agent pages, kind of build out a whole agent website, basically using the IDX broker pages. The saved links map, which we'll talk about. There's a little video about some templates and stuff like that. And that's on the dashboard just to kind of show people what's going on. On accounts like this one, there's some agent features that are available in there. Real quickly, here's some API keys. IDX add-ons integrates with the RPR AVM, and Google Maps are used by some clients. We'll show that as an example. HomeBot, one that we're kind of excited about. We got an integration with VoicePad, which is another company owned by Elm Street, the company that owns IDX Broker. So we have an integration with them. And here's one for CoinMarketCap for people that use Bitcoin on their website. So I just want to show you basically, we have about 30 different apps in here, and you can see Some of them have these little padlocks on them. That means some or all of the functionality is just available for the Realty Candy or the premium clients. But I'm going to show you, we have 3 that I want to show you today that are available to anybody. And let me just kind of dive in here real quick, Nick. This is the OmniSearch selector. And if you're using WordPress, this may not be a huge deal, but if you're using another platform, this comes right out of the box. There's some different options with these that are available in the premium one. On the free one, for example, I want to come over here. This is the design that I basically get. I can change the placeholder text here. I can disable fields, like for example, I'm going to disable baths. On the premium one, I have some other options here: buy and sell tabs, drop downs, open in a new tab, sorting, and things like that. I can actually assign an agent to the search. That's pretty powerful for offices. There's some options here for changing colors. And we also have an option here to put in advanced fields like school districts or waterfront properties or things of that nature. So it basically just generates this little code snippet, and I can copy that and I can just go anywhere on my website, or in this case, I'll come over here to JS Fiddle and I just pop that in there. And when my website loads, maybe I have to put run again here. But this is always the tricky part of these things is, there it goes. My internet's probably slow with the Zoom meeting. Maybe my JS Fiddle's even a little nervous like I am. So basically it just pops this in here into your website. And as you modify that, it adjusts out for your device that you're on. And then clients can just start doing searches right there. And it'll pull up properties and pull up your IDX stuff. This looks kind of wonky because it's on JS Fiddle. Another one that's also really popular is,
before James moves on, I just want to note that this is amazing if you are using, Squarespace or Wix or Weebly, etc., because our current Omnibar only works on WordPress. So, that's very important.
Okay, thanks, Nick, for mentioning that. The other one I want to show you that a lot of people have asked about, and especially for Wix, we've put this on a lot of websites, is the Google Map Widget. And so you basically just put in your map coordinates here and save it. And you can also adjust the zoom level right here, but you can just copy this code. And again, you just go back anywhere on your website that you can put in a little piece of HTML or something and load that in there. And so it gives you this Google Map widget. And as you scroll around on the map, as you zoom in, it updates these properties over here on the side. And as you can click on one of these and go off to the property too. So this actually also has on mobile, it brings the devices, the listings down on the bottom a little bit there. On the pro version of this, I actually forgot to scroll down a little bit. There's actually something called Snazzy Maps that adjusts the styling of these maps. So you can pick from about 30 different styles. There's the layouts. You can get a couple different layouts on that. So that Google Map is a pretty cool thing. And then the third one I wanted to show you is what we call Speedy Widgets or Speedy Widgets themes. Again, we have 2 or 3 different options. Here's one for Bitcoin. Here's the one that removes duplicates. And the Speedy Widgets right here, you can set the width that you want of the image to display and a height. So we'll just say we want something like 250 here. And then you can select a theme in here. And you can see some of these themes are locked and some aren't. But let's just say I want the houses 15. And then I can also modify these these colors right here on the fly to be whatever I want them to be. I select a widget from any of the widgets that my account has. This demo account's got a lot of widgets. And I hit that click Speedy, get Speedy button. And I can put that code snippet anywhere on my website. If I preview that, you can see it's showing these properties kind of in this type of a layout. And then again, you say, yeah, I like that. I'm going to grab that and put it on my site. Maybe you don't like this style and you say, well, I want to try a different layout. Let's see what this agent focused looks like. And if I click the preview, so you can see that one looks like this. And the first one we did looked like that. So it's really, really easy to change those styles on the fly. I'm going to show you a client site that actually has these three set up on it. This is Katie Hilburn Real Estate. This is a Wix website. And so this is a great example of what this looks like on Wix. Here's Katie's OmniSearch. They've got the Google Map widget right here. And down below, they have the Speedy Widgets in here and using one of the styles. So it's pretty fast and pretty easy to set up like that. And we think it gives a lot of eye candy to your website.
The cool thing about the Google Map widgets is the fact that it does display those listings in line, unlike our current map widgets. So, that is a phenomenal add-on that, IDX Broker does not have as far as functionality is concerned. In order to kind of reproduce something like that, you'd really have to, build a map widget and then build a showcase widget and then put them side by side or one on top of another.
And you're right about that, Nick. We used to do that, and that was one of the things I kind of forgot to mention as I look here at my notes on the IDX add-ons, is that a lot of these things we built them because they were things that clients had requested, or they were things that we needed to make life easier for our clients that we were working with. So anyway, I want to show you real quickly. Here's the Google Map with the polygon search. And so it basically just gives you an option here to, do something like, say, I want to make a little triangle here, and this is the area that we want to search, and it's just showing properties inside that triangle. So I don't know that that's going to necessarily change anybody's life, but we do have some clients that want to be able to get, between the highway and the river and whatever they've got going. As we look down through here, let me click a couple of these guys out of the way. We also have another one that a lot of people really like is the data graph widget. And there's some options with that. I'm just going to show you a couple of sites that have that. This is bellhomesnv.com. Looks like they've probably got a Speedy widget right here. And then they can put in this data graph right here. It uses the save links from IDX Broker to generate these, and the client has some options to change some of the settings in here. One of the things I forgot to mention, Nick, is that every one of these IDX add-ons has an about page that has a little YouTube video or something like that that explains what it is. And it also has a little tutorial with some images and stuff, screenshots and information here about how to set it up. We've tried to make these easy to use. My wife says that it's set up just so that I can read it and know how to do it. So I don't know if it's a little too technical or not, but I think that we've tried to make them pretty easy for folks to use so they can set that up. Let's see, I think I had another client site here that's using the data graphs. This is lewiscountyhome.com. It's very similar to that one we just saw in Vegas. And in the settings, they can put some of the criteria that they want to use to show these properties. So this is one that was there on that home page. It's the save links graph. Now I get kind of, let's see here. Yep. The save links map is, I apologize. So basically you can take some save links, like in this case, here's 5 save links in the Las Vegas area, and it maps them over here. So if I click on this to Boulder City, it shows the 87 listings in Boulder City. If I click over here on Henderson, I can see this area. If I'm over here in North Las Vegas, I can click off here and see these, and I can also click through them here on this sidebar. So that's We think that's kind of cool. And as people zoom in and out, of course, that works. One of the IDX add-ons that a lot of people have asked about is down here. It's the IDX Colors. So that gives you an opportunity to change the settings on the maps and some other things like that. Let me see if I can grab a different API key and log in as one of our clients, just to show you kind of how that works. Let me slide this out of the way real quick. Let's pop that in there. Go back to IDX Colors. You can see now that it's logged in as one of our clients, and so we're pulling some different name data. So right here on the map tag text, they have this. I'm just gonna cut that out and cut that, and then I'll just put a light gray in there and then save the colors. Then when I come back to their map, I'm gonna need to clear my cache. So let me just do that real quick. Clear the cache. And as it reloads this page, you can see now that just like that, it's changing the colors on this. And you can change all of these colors all over all the IDX broker pages that use our templates right there. So that's really easy to use. And I'll set it back like it was. The last one I want to show you is this IDX Maps to Google Maps. There's an option here where you can change to use Google Maps on all your map searches and on your results pages. Here's a client of ours that has that set up. So this is this way they want it on their site. So if clients come in here and zoom in here, you know, these are the properties they're seeing, and these folks are using the Google map. So
Yeah, by default, we only use Azure currently. We used to use Leaflet, so that's a big enhancement.
yeah, so I think we're using MapQuest, right, by default, or Nick, or
yeah, well, we used to use MapQuest Leaflet, and then we switched to Azure Maps fairly recently. But everyone does like Google Maps the best, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, Google Maps, you do have to use an API key to make that work. Yep. So that is a little trickier, but so that's basically what I'm going to show you for the apps. There's still some more in there that we could dig around in, but I want to show you some that we kind of talk about as services, and we talk about these in terms of nurturing leads. And so there's 3 of those also that I just kind of want to mention to you. The first one is the auto save search. This one's pretty easy to use. It's either on or off. And it uses an algorithm to create safe searches for your clients based on properties that they've looked at and results pages they've looked at. It's very similar to the behavioral searches, or what is that called, Nick?
Yep, behavioral based emails that are sent based on the lead's most recent traffic history.
Yep. So we use probably a little bit different than you guys have, but it's probably very similar. So that's one that's very popular. Another one that a lot of folks really like is the daily returning visitors. This one, you can put in your email address here as an agent, and you'll put in this little webhook. There's an about showing how to do that with a little video. You put in that little webhook on your IDX subheader, then we can validate it here. And what that does is it'll send these daily returning email, or these daily emails for visitors that are logged in that have returned and looked at IDX pages. So on the free version, I think that goes out weekly, but it's still a valuable tool if you're an agent that you want to see who's coming back on your site, who's doing things, then that's pretty valuable. And the last one of these services that we want to talk about here is text alerts. We have this, the text alerts is very similar. It's basically the same thing as what we just looked at, except you can actually get a text alert when somebody gets on your webpage. So we saw this. I actually was looking to buy a little piece of land here in my area, and one day I was looking at some properties or the website or whatever that my agent had sent me. Corey is his name. And as I'm sitting there looking at this, Corey contacted me. I can't remember how it was, but I think he sent me a text or something. It's like, hey, you know, if there's anything I can show you, or if you need help with anything, let me know, or whatever he sent me. And I contacted Corey. I'm like, hey man, so did I telepathy you, or you know, do you have some sort of system in place? And he says, well, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit, you know, I actually have this system in place and whatever. And so we built that for IDX add-ons so that you can find out when your clients are on your website, and that gives you an opportunity to contact them right there instead of in the middle of the night, you know, when they're eating dinner with their family or whatever. A similar thing, and the last one of these services is text alerts to your clients. And we built this because my son and his wife were looking to buy a home in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is one of the hottest real estate markets in the United States in the last year or two. And by the time they'd get an email from their agent, and they'd look at some of those properties and realize they'd even gotten the email, these properties were gone. They already had offers, they were sold or whatever. And so we set this up. There's a free tier on these text alerts. Our clients get 100 a month. Any IDX broker client can have 100 that don't renew, but you can get 100 of them and give it a try. And there's also some paid options there. But we think that text alerts, people open their text alerts way more than their than emails. So
yeah, often emails will just go into the matrix. You're getting so many of them between regular emails and spam emails and so forth, where text messages, people are normally on top of that.
Yep. So the third thing that I wanted to mention was IDX.chat. I'm going to come back over here and grab this API key. Basically, you come over to IDX.chat. This is a new thing that we just made. And the reason we built IDX.chat is because we had a lot of clients asking us, hey, how can I stay in touch with my visitors on my website? And they were asking us to recommend chat software. And we know there's great chat products out there like Rocket Chat, Zendesk has a chat product, but they're not real estate specific, and they're definitely not IDX broker centric. And so we wanted to build something that would just take chat for real estate kind of to the next level, and especially for IDX brokers. So let me show this to you. We also wanted to make it really easy to use. So you can just come in here and log in. You pop in your IDX broker API key. Here it is. It loads up. There's an option to get the pro version, which is the free one for the Realty Candy clients. It has the chats in here. And this is what I think is really great about this. It's showing as an agent, my information. It shows that I'm using the Lite/free version here. And this is what any IDX broker client has access to. So I'm logged in as IDX broker. This is not showing our secret sauce that is just for certain groups. This is for any IDX broker user, whether they use Realty Candy or not. Basically, you start out right here. It's got some information about your client. And this is what's really important as an agent. You want to know, does my client have saved properties? Does my client have saved searches? Are they getting updates to these things? Because if not, then right here, I can actually just click on these and that'll take me over to my middleware, and I can make a saved search or a saved property for them. We're also going to be adding a lead score here in the pro version for our clients that'll show kind of an ABC type of a score and a number score, so that you can rank the value of different visitors. It brings in their personal information from IDX Broker. We can see their lead ID, when they logged in last, shows us their listings that they looked at. And again, the pro version right here will have this in human readable form with a little picture and a little bit of information about the property. There's the results that this client's looked at and some of our previous conversations with this client. So let me just pop this open in a window and show you kind of what this looks like. This is, I'm just going to click on one of these viewed listings. And this opens up this IDX broker page. Here's the little chat thing. I'll remove this after the webinar, Nick, so you guys don't have to get angry about it, but I just stuck it in here for today. So hello, how is the webinar? So we can see that right here on my, if you can see my tabs, there's a little alert on my tab, and it'll actually send a little sound. If I don't answer this within a minute, I'll actually get a text alert, and I'll show you how that works in a second, but it'll shoot a little text alert to me as an agent. We're fine. So if at the end of this discussion, I can push save. If April were not already an IDX broker client, I can click this and it'll save our conversation to IDX broker, and it'll create a new lead in my IDX broker account. And so now I have them in my IDX broker account. I can start setting up saved properties, saved searches and things. Say this is the first time I've talked to them. And so right here, I'm just going to save my chat history over here. When I go back over here, make sure I'm logged in as IDX broker. I come back over here. Let's see, I got April. Here's April the 12th. I can see, this information. So when I click on view notes, I can see all my chat history right here with April. So, this goes back a couple of pages. There's another page, some more information. I can see that she was added through the API. So that, in this case, I know that comes from IDX.chat. And I can just treat April like a regular client here, but it brings all this information here where I can follow up on it and I can see what's going on. This is really easy to set up. The widget code is right here. You can change, the color you want this to be, like that. And you just click on this code snippet, puts it in your dashboard. And again, we have this, it works on WordPress, works on Wix, works on Squarespace, Show It, Duda. If you have another platform that this is not working on, or you don't know how to set it up, just reach out to us and we'll set it up for you or show you how to set it up for free. The notifications, you put in a cell phone there, and this client, again, this is that they're using the free, they get 100 total text alerts. Our clients get 100 a month, and then you can buy more text alerts if you want. And we're going to make this one so it upgrades based on, if you have an agent account, things like that. So you can see our current text alerts. We've already used a couple of ours for that. And soon we're going to be adding in some leads and some agent functionality here. But that's basically IDX.chat.
Having all of that information about that lead within the actual chat bot definitely helps out a lot, just so you know kind of what they're interested in and so forth right off the bat without having to go to their IDX broker account. The ability to automatically create that lead in IDX broker and record that traffic history is just phenomenal. It saves you time, and it helps kind of automate a lot of the things for the lead as well.
Yeah. We're going to be adding a lot more features. This is a new product. We actually just released it April 1st. And so we have some things that we're working on here in the next month or two. There'll be more and more things, more and more features built out into it.
Yep. And that's the awesome thing about, Realty Candy in general is you all are constantly developing new features, enhancing, your current IDX add-ons, apps and services and things like that. So there's constantly new features that are coming down the pipeline for, the IDX add-on services.
Well, that actually reminds me, Nick, I want to show you something. This is what we were talking about yesterday, that you can remove duplicated listings from your results pages and stuff. And the way we had it yesterday, it was just defaulting out of a certain one. And now, this client unfortunately only has one MLS. I should put another one in there, but it'll pull from you can, if you have 2 or 3 or 9 MLSs here, you can put which one you want to use. And we just added that since you and I spoke yesterday.
I mean, that's a huge issue for, people that are working in multiple different MLS areas, adding their listings to multiple MLSs. No one really wants to see duplicate listings on the results pages or so forth. So that's been functionality that has been asked for, for a while. So to see that implemented and allow you to actually specify which MLS you want to show first and foremost is really ideal.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Here's the last part of this, the templates, and I'll just move through this really quickly. The way IDX Broker's system is set up, if you use a developer partner, you get access to their templates. So if you use Realty Candy, you get access to ours. If you use another developer partner, you'll get access to theirs. And there's really no way. Sometimes we have people say, well, I don't want to use you as my developer partner, but I want access to your templates. And it's kind of like, well, we can't change that. So this is one I want to show you. We call this Z Agent. This is a new one we just made, and it basically styles your agent pages like the Zillow page layout with the agent information here. You can see active and solds. There's a contact form. It's their contact info and their listings here. The standard IDX broker layout looks like this. And so it makes it easy that you can just switch back and forth, between layouts. Here's another client of ours. You can see they've got all their agent listings showing in this type of a layout like Zillow, their contact info on the side. And if they don't want to use that layout, again, they can quickly switch over to the IDX broker kind of standard layout here.
And for clients that are under your dev code, you probably have around, I would guess, maybe 30 or so different results and details templates, correct?
Yeah, we do. I probably should have clicked on that over here. Over here on IDX Addons, we shows a lot of them. So I think we have, there's map search, there's with the small images, large images. I'll show these both to you. Those are really popular. And the crypto map, this is a new one, so it puts prices in Bitcoin. And then we have, all these different results layouts. Again, there's a new crypto one that we just did. And these are our details pages. I think there's about 20 or 30. And then the roster, agent roster pages, we have 4 different layouts there. And so, yeah, there's a little variety. So they're real easy to switch, right? You can just click a button and switch them. This client, for example, chose to use this, we call it condos results pages. So they're in Miami and they like to show a lot of condo stuff. So they just basically click a button and all their layout looks like this. They also are using one of our templates for their details pages. They've done a few tweaks to it on their own. So this is their details page that that's using one of our templates that they've gone in and modified a little bit. So they wanted this kind of a clean layout. And then on their search, on their map search, this is their map search here, with the small images on the side. And then we have other clients that use it, like the one we looked at earlier with the larger images. So there's a lot of variety in those templates.
Yeah, and that's been a highly requested thing for a while, as far as being able to display the listing data in line on the map search page instead of having to use our results page. So, that display or that template that they created is very useful, and a lot of people love it.
That's pretty much all I have, Nick. I don't know if there's some questions that you'd like me to answer or anything.
So a couple things I would say is, like James mentioned earlier, anyone can really visit IDXAddons.com, plug in your API key, sign up if needed, and you can see all of the add-ons that they offer, all of the services that they offer. So I would definitely recommend, actually, logging in to IDX Addons using your API key, which you can find in your IDX Broker account. Under home and then API access, home and then access control. And that way you can kind of see everything that they offer, see if there's anything in particular, that might benefit you. If there's anything that you're ever looking for, as far as ideas are concerned, you can always reach out to Realty Candy, to see if that's maybe something that they would be able to develop in the future. The one thing to note is, like James mentioned, there's are multiple different tiers that one second real quick. There are multiple different tiers. So, they have the free tier, which is available to any retail client or any client that's under, a developer partner currently. And then they also have the paid tier, where you can pay a certain amount monthly, get access to all of the add-ons that they kind of offer. And then they also have, the IDX add-ons that are available if you're under their dev code. So the one caveat that I want to note is, if you do get added to their dev code, the main thing that you have to understand is that they basically provide support for the IDX Broker product. So if you have questions or issues related to IDX Broker and you are under the Realty Candy dev code, then you just have to go to them for support. But their support team is phenomenal. They know the IDX Broker product in and out. Their turnaround times are exceptionally quick. So that really should not be a concern or a problem at all. But the services that they build and the apps that they build are done for a specific reason. And it's really because it enhances the IDX Broker product and makes the agents and the leads' lives easier. It makes functionality more robust. So they build these things because it is beneficial for the end user or these agents. So that's another thing to really kind of, recognize is, a lot of these features that they build, it's going to save you time, or it's going to add additional functionality, which is just going to benefit you or your leads in general.
Nick,
it's all about, saving time.
When I met Pram, the CEO of Elm Street, he asked what Realty Candy was. I said, basically, the way we see it is a real estate website is like the bread, IDX Broker is the peanut butter, and Realty Candy is the jelly to make a great, website or whatever for clients. So that's how we want to work with you guys.
Exactly. So let's see. And the main thing another thing to kind of note is, the premium IDX templates, they are only available if you are under his dev code, because how our partner custom templates work is they're locked down and only available if your account's under their dev code. But other than that, the apps, the services, the IDX Chat, and so forth are really going to be available for any client, whether you're retail, whether you're working with someone else, or if you are under the Realty Candy dev code.
Well, thanks so much for letting me join you guys, Nick. I really appreciate it.
No problem. So one thing I do want to note is we will be sending out an email after the fact to anyone that did attend with a recording of this webinar. And it should also be posted to YouTube. If anyone has questions, about IDX add-ons or so forth, you can always feel free to email Realty Candy, or you can feel free to email me as well, and I'm more than happy to assist you. If someone decides that they do want to move to the Realty Candy dev code, you can always email me directly at developers@idxbroker.com. Just say, hey, my account is using this domain. I'd like to use Realty Candy as my dev. I can always get that added. Or if you don't want to use them, feel free again to just go to IDXAddons.com, enter in your API key, and you can use their free service, or you can do the paid service as well. But there is a lot of great functionality in the free tier. So, you're really not going to be disappointed either way.
Thanks so much.
All right. Well, no problem. Thank you today Thank you for joining us today, James. And thank you everyone else that attended this webinar. I hope it was productive for you all. You saw some things that, might help you out. And again, feel free to reach out if you all have any questions. I'm going to put my email into chat right now, just so you have that. So you can just reach out to me directly, or Realty Candy they'll put both of ours in chat. And we look forward to hearing from y'all. Hope everyone has a great day.